Hey, everybody. Good to have you with us. We are live worldwide on the Jim Masters Show Live. It's good to have you with us. I hope you have kicked off your week beautifully. It is so great to have you with us. I am your host, and we are live for the next hour with lots of fun, lots of inspiration, lots of empowerment, some great information, some phenomenal guests as well joining me in just a moment. And so much to lighten the load. We are here live every night. Did I actually agree to that? We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, broadcasting live on this entertainment lifestyle talk show that we launched 5 weeks ago. This is now our 5th week. We're very excited about all of the outpouring of support, the love, the sharing of the links, the watch parties. We have an audience that's been building and building literally from all around the world, from the United States, from Canada, Asia. We've heard from Europe, Australia. It is so beautiful. It's so wonderful to hear that so many people are enjoying our fun segments, our food segments, our music segments, on location, the trivia. We've had comedians, we've had actors, we've had singers and songwriters on the show. We've had a humorist and stress management expert on the show, life coaches, and so many spectacular people as guests on the show. And then we do all kinds of cool segments where we take you on location and we do some great stuff here in the home studio. It's really been terrific. If you're just joining us for the first time, I'm your host, Jim Masters. I do this for a living. I'm actually a professional television and radio host on TV and on radio. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm a journalist, an actor, a voiceover announcer, an artist, a narrator, writer, producer, stage MC, and author, and so much more. And so many people wanted me to do this for the longest time, to create sort of this social media Jim Masters Show Live. So 5 weeks ago, we created it, and so many people have been really enjoying it. And that's exactly what I was hoping, because again, we like to have a lot of fun. We like to lighten the load because we know, not every day is perfect. And sometimes some days can be tougher and rougher than others. So here on the show, we want to lighten the load, have some fun, some levity. We want to inform you. We have some deep conversations as well, a lot of inspiration, but we like to have some fun on the show as well. My guests coming up, I want to show you who they are. Now, of course, if you haven't heard that my guests are very special people who are joining me and dear friends, let me show you. We're talking about the Harp Twins. The Harp Twins are here on the show, and I'm very excited. The reason why I'm very excited is because they're very, very special people. And I got a chance to meet them and actually work with them with a national PBS special that our dear friend, our mutual friend, Tim Janis created. And he brought me in to work on the PBS national breaks, some of the production behind the scenes, stage emceeing, and then doing all of the artist interviews with the Harp Twins, Camille and Kennerly Kit, as well as Mary Nesbitt and Lynn Hilary, and all of the great talented performers who were performing in this phenomenal special. We filmed it in Maine. It was absolutely beautiful, very brisk and very cold, but we filmed it in Maine, in York, Maine, and other elements were also done in Ireland and other locations. And we just hit it off right away. We had a wonderful conversation. And then after the actual taping, which was several days of taping, we then all went out to dinner afterwards, and we took our work hats off, and we all became dear friends. And it's just a wonderful time that we all look back at so fondly. They are identical twin harpists, Camille and Kennerly Kit, known as the Harp Twins, and they've achieved extraordinary success by taking electric harps and concert grand harps to unprecedented levels and smashing boundaries between different genres of music. The twins' ability to reinvent the harp has given them the opportunity to represent the United States at 4 World Harp Festivals. And the duo has amassed over 1.5 million fans across their social media sites and platforms, and over 115 million views on their YouTube music videos, making Camille and Kennerly the most followed and recognizable harp duo in the world. That's right. Mixing their virtuoso harp skills with their stunningly complex arrangements of rock, metal, and soundtrack hits, as well as Celtic and Nordic-inspired original songs, the Harp Twins deliver exciting, comedic, yes, they are so spot on and quick-witted. They are very funny. I've seen them not only at Celtic Harp, but also in another concert that they did in Connecticut. And they are, I tell you, if you saw the lines of fans that waited to greet them and to get merchandise and you know, the music and shirts, it was unbelievable. It went on for hours. People really love them because they're real. They're authentic. They're the real deal. They truly care. They're very caring people. They like to have fun. They're very talented. They've done all of this themselves. They, you know, put themselves through school, self-educated through school. Their family, their mother is very involved. The whole family is involved in their career. So it's really the real deal. And they're, again, very, very funny. And their interactive performances, I tell you, the audiences just can't get enough of them. Here are some quotes. Intrepid musicians, if you live long enough, you get to hear this. Harp Twins, the wonderful version of White Wedding. Billy Idol said that. That's right. Rather than turn their attention to obvious, classically grounded territory, which they are good at and they can do as well, the Harp Twins have made a name for themselves, covering the likes of Iron Maiden and offering classics a fascinating new lease on life. That was quoted from Metal Hammer magazine. CBS News said, quote, elegant, wistful, excellent. That's a great quote. All of them are. Some things in the world are so beautiful and pure, attempting to describe them in words would be futile. Such is the case with electric harpists and identical twins, Camille and Kennerly. That quote from Huffington Post. And my quote is, they are extraordinary, they are talented, they are very warm and affable, they are very funny, they're very giving, they truly care about their fans, and they are extraordinary and they're dear friends. And I'm so honored to have them here on the show. And that's the quote from Jim Masters. And they will be joining us here on the program in just a second. I'm going to welcome them here to the show. We're very, very excited about it. We have lots of photos to show you and so much more. First, you know, we start the show with a lot of light and levity. So we've got to welcome George Burns. Yes, the legendary comedian George Burns is here. There he is with a cigar and his glasses. Again, I did this on a Nostalgic Week episode of the Jim Masters Show where we whipped out childhood toys and so much more. And ever since I did that, everybody says, keep George on the show. Legendary comedian George Burns. This came out on his 100th birthday. This is the replica doll and pretty fun. He's sort of like my sidekick. And then, of course, everybody says we have to have I Dream of Jeannie, right? So here's the authentic hand-painted I Dream of Jeannie bottle. And you can see Jeannie in there. She's blinking at you. Now, I've been talking with her every night on the show. And what's really interesting is she's still angry because the hair salons have been closed and she has not been able to come out of her bottle because she wants her hair to look great. So the hair salons are closed. She can't get her hair done. And she's still in there. She's still very angry. She's with the beads and the couches. She doesn't want to come out and she can't come out because she's been quarantined in this bottle since March, like a lot of us have been. And she lost her powers. So hopefully she'll get them back. Are you doing okay in there, Jeannie? Yes, Master. And of course, everybody looks for, and again, this show is about inspiration, fun, empowerment, education, information. And of course, we have our mascot. I picked this up on a TV shoot while in Europe. This came from Switzerland. This is, of course, Silver. He is a fantastic, fantastic item we picked when we were in Europe on a TV shoot, and there he greets you as well. Again, we have a lot of fun and a lot of smiles on this show because, again, you know, we're in some interesting times around the world right now. And of course, we got to have Jimmy. That's right. This was a childhood toy made of porcelain. There's his little feet. He says hello to you as well. This was a gift from my parents to me as a kid. And I put this on the show like once, and the audience was like, keep Jimmy on the show, keep Silver, keep George, keep Jeannie. So they're all here. And again, we go big on the Jim Masters show. We spare no expense here, you know. More smiles coming your way as we go Hollywood and we go lights, camera, and action. And now we have officially started the Jim Masters show live. And as I always like to do, I like to toast to you and you and you and you and you and you from all around the world. I thank you very much for joining us on this entertainment lifestyle talk show. Again, we are here every single night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific with amazing guests, great content. We are on Jim Masters TV on Facebook. That's right. If you want to like the page, go right ahead. I invite you to. And you can also find it streaming on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you have a channel, I'm very happy to subscribe to your channel too, because I believe in us all helping each other and networking together. My YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. All of the past episodes are archived on this channel. That's right, on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. You can see all the shows, all the great guests, all the fun segments, and so much more. So be sure and check that out on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and on Facebook, Jim Masters TV. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Masters TV as well. A lot of people ask if I'm on Twitter, if I'm on Instagram. Absolutely, at Jim Masters TV. Want to let you know as well, in addition, coming up this week, we have some extraordinary guests. Tomorrow night, I'm very excited to welcome this very special person. She is an extraordinary singer. She's a wonderful songstress. She's going to be here with us tomorrow night. This is award-winning songstress, Marianne Marangolo. She has performed at so many spectacular venues. She interprets music and song in such a glorious and beautiful way. She's an award-winning singer. And again, she sings with a lot of heart and a lot of soul. She is here tomorrow night, live, exclusively on the Jim Masters show. We're very, very excited about that. And then coming up, on Wednesday, I want to let you know as well, because a lot of people have been asking about some of the guests that are coming up. We have two terrific guests that will be coming together, actually. And this is Hilary Rollins. Now, you might be familiar with her work. She is extraordinary. She is an award-winning lyricist, a playwright, a television writer, and essayist. Hilary Rollins, award-winning singer-songwriter Michelle Browerman as well will be joining us. This is Hilary, and then of course we have Michelle as well, and we are very excited to have them here on the show. They're going to be joining us. Both Hilary and Michelle will be joining us here on the show, and we're very, very excited. Now, as I mentioned to you, our very special guest, and we have more guests coming up as well. We have Buffy Ford Stewart coming up on Thursday. She is absolutely amazing. Buffy Ford Stewart, if you're not familiar with Buffy Ford Stewart, I had an opportunity to meet her on a television shoot in San Francisco, just north of San Francisco. And she's extraordinary, a singer, a songwriter, a children's book author. Her husband is John Stewart. John Stewart wrote the song Daydream Believer. Daydream Believer, Davy Jones and the Monkees made famous. He also wrote Gold, which Elvis sang. He was one of the founding members of the Kingston Trio. So he had passed in 2008. We came to her house. We did a whole television interview on location for Close Up Television in New York. And I was tasked with flying out to San Francisco and visiting her beautiful home just north of San Francisco. She opened up her house and her life to us. We interviewed her on these beautiful white couches in her living room with her dog Lucy next to her. Her friends were there. We got a chance to see the gold records, the Grammys, all the beautiful photos of the family. And we did a whole 10-hour television shoot right there on location at her home, celebrating her as a singer-songwriter and an author and a beautiful person inside and out. And of course, her husband, Jon Stewart, the famous singer and songwriter who, again, penned that very famous song, Daydream Believer. And there they are in earlier days, Jon Stewart and Buffy Ford Stewart. She will be my guest on Thursday. And then coming up soon, we've got actor. He's an incredible actor. This is Dwight Turner, a Screen Actors Guild actor and a dear friend as well, in film and television and commercials. Mark Vitale, of course, who was Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway. He's a veteran of Broadway. We've got Clara Francesca, who's a brilliant actress. She's coming on the show as well. Soon we'll have our dear friend Tim Janis joining us as well. And again, a whole host of fantastic guests right here on the show. But I want to welcome some very special people to the show right now who are waiting in the wings in our sort of virtual green room. I hope they have cookies and all kinds of good stuff in the green room. The Harp Twins are joining me here, and there they are, Camille and Kennerly Kit. It is so great to have you guys. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Well, you have so many mascots. We feel like we should bring in one too. So this is Nisa. Nisa is a legendary character from Norwegian folklore. And so basically there's one Nisa for every farm or household. And if you treat your Nisa well and leave out porridge and everything, and honey and berries, then they will treat you well and bring good fortune. And if you don't treat them well, then they might luck to you. They will cause a lot of mischief. They might even kill an animal or something. So you have to be careful. So yeah,
I love that. That is fantastic.
Amazing mascots that you were introducing at the beginning. We got him from the back. It's okay. There's lots of them sitting around. There's lots of Nisa and Harptopia, and they are all very well cared for. Yeah, but thank you for that introduction.
My pleasure.
Amazing.
Isn't it amazing? I tell you. Well, you guys, you've worked hard, and what's really amazing is the fact that, again, you pretty much have done everything yourselves. Tell us about, for the folks who are watching right now on the Jim Master Show Live, who might be discovering you for the first time, and sometimes that happens during shows like this, talk shows, where maybe they've heard a little bit about you, but they're not too sure about some of the cool things that you do. Tell us how you guys first got interested in music, and specifically what it was about the harp that really spoke to you guys.
Well, that's a lot of to contain in one answer here. We'll give it a try. We've always loved music, and our mom knew that music was really important for our development, so she put us and our brother all in piano lessons at a really keyboard, because we couldn't afford a piano, so we had a little keyboard, touch sensitive keyboard. So we learned how to read music and all that stuff. But we had a friend whose mom played the harp, and we were about, I think, 12 years old, and so our friend's mom let us try her harp, and we're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So we told her mom we wanted to play, and she said absolutely not. She's like, I don't have the money to buy you a harp or lessons. But we really desperately wanted to play, so we started doing odd jobs. We did babysitting and dog walking, and we did collating at this local print company, which was probably not legal. We were a little young, but we really had a lot of motivation to play the harp. And then we earned enough money for a small used harp that we shared, and I think then our mom realized that we were serious, and so then she, we bought our one used harp, and we shared that. We have to share stuff for twins. It's life. Just happens. And eventually then our mom helped us get another harp so we could play duets and everything. That's what we've always really loved to do. We did all of our classical studies, doing solo work as you need to do for that type of degree. But what we'd like to do is play together. Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where everyone who watches our videos or finds us assumes that, okay, well, twins, and they both play the harp and they dress alike. Well, this has got to be just someone's parents who put them in something and wanted that.
Right.
It's really our thing, even as far as us dressing alike, people always think, oh, that's a Harp Twins thing. No, it's just us. We're weird. And when we were in kind of middle school, junior high, we started to get a little self-conscious because we really love to dress alike, and people would give us a hard time about it and tell us we were too old to do that. And so we since we got self-conscious, then we started dressing the same but in different colors. That was like our sticking it to the man. Like, okay, we're conforming. And then we realized, we don't care if it's not socially acceptable.
Right.
Like it's okay to be weird if we want to be weird.
That's right.
Life is too short, right?
Life is too short. Exactly. So then, you guys like put yourself through school. I mean, you really, once you realized this is what you wanted to do because of the love and passion you have for the harp and for each other and for the music, you really set yourself on quite a path, right?
Thanks. Thank you. I think we were in high school. We started taking courses at our local community college to study music, and of course, college is expensive. So we're like, man, 4-year university, two of us, and so our harp professor actually put herself on staff at our local community college, and that way we were able to get credit for our lessons. We did 2 years at our community college, and then transferred to a conservatory of music to finish up our bachelor degrees in harp performance. So I think it's one of those things where where there's a will, there's a way. And but yeah, when we were in high school, we sat down and kind of talked to each other about what we would do for a living if we could succeed at anything, if we were guaranteed success. And for us, the answer to that was, well, we play harp as a duo. So we thought, well, I guess why not go for it? Give it a try. So that's kind of our general story.
Your journey. So when you started playing, did you already have an idea, and did you both equally agree on the style and genres of music that you were going to play in the beginning?
Well, I guess as all good little harpists do, we played classical music during our studies. We did start off with, then we would play little Celtic tunes as well to just develop technique, but we did mostly classical. And but it was about in high school, we started thinking, hey, wouldn't it be fun to play something that harpists have not been playing for centuries?
Right.
And so we were like, wow, that's a crazy idea. We've always really loved classic rock and genres like that. So we started to just arrange music that we liked for harp duet. And we weren't trained to arrange songs for harp. We were trained to play things classically. Okay, you look at the sheet music, and if it says you play a forte, then you better darn play a forte there. And so it was one of those things where it got us a little bit out of our comfort zone, and it allowed us to be more creative. And so we weren't trained to arrange, so we just kind of did it by ear. We started listening to things and gradually got better at it. Now, after arranging hundreds of things, I think we're a little bit we're okay at it. Everything from Celtic to metal to soundtrack to classic rock, and we also write original music as well. And we've started releasing that. We have an original album now. I don't even know if we answered your question. Sorry, we're rabbit
You did. You did, and in stereo too.
Well, so, one of our life goals is to just not talk over each other. So.
And have you been making progress with that or no?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes I talk over myself. That could be an issue.
Talent. That is
it does. You hear a little voice in your head.
I don't know if the world can take two gym masters. You're already larger than life.
So, and that brings me to when we met, which I think was really cool. We met on this great project and production that we all had a wonderful opportunity to be a part of, which was the PBS special with our dear friend Tim Janis and the whole gang, Celtic Heart, which we filmed about a year ago and has now aired on PBS nationally. What was that like for you, being a part of that tremendous special? I mean, it was so great working with you guys on that too.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Yeah, it was super fun. We were really honored that Tim decided to bring us in for the project. There were 5 soloists, and we were 2 of them, but we were the only ones that weren't from Ireland. So we were really honored that he. We were the only ones without cool accents, you know, right? But it was so much fun. Everyone that was part of the team was really lovely and so welcoming. And I think that's a really unusual environment to be in. Kind of when you go into something and you're you're going to work with some big name people, and we had heard of
Sure.
Right, obviously, and you're never sure okay, will we get along? Will this person be friendly, or will they be full of themselves? And
Right. Or competitive. Right.
Yeah, but it was not like that at all. It was so
No.
lovely, and everyone worked together as a team to accomplish a really neat project.
Yeah,
and that Tim had a vision for, and it just really came together, I think, really beautifully.
and it was a
unique for us too, because I mean, you've done obviously countless things for TV and PBS and that sort of thing. We've never done that kind of special before. So it was unusual for us to be able to see that all kind of in process. And I remember we were watching you film your ad breaks, and we were just so impressed. We're like, how does this guy know how to fit that exactly into 15 seconds? And you know if you were going a little bit too long or if you're like too fast. We're like, we were impressed.
It was.
We had a really lovely interview with you as well, and that was super fun.
And it was nice. It was nice that not only are you talented and you have such gifts in your own field, but you're also just such a sweet and genuine person. And so it was just a fun environment in general.
Yeah, it was a great way to meet. What a cool story, right? We were working on a PBS special together for Tim Janis.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think the tone, and I appreciate those lovely words. I really appreciate that, guys. And right back at you. I think the very same of you too. And I think that the tone and the atmosphere in the production and everything, the tone that Tim and Elizabeth had set was really something that encompassed everybody in such a beautiful and collaborative and creative way. And it was, as much as there was work involved, it was a blessing and a joy, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true.
It was a lot of work. That's true. We all put in the hours. I think we learned like 19 songs or something.
It was something crazy.
This big number, but everyone put their hearts into it, and I think it showed ultimately.
That really showed in the final project.
Absolutely. And of course, you guys were playing those harps out on the rocks in the wind and the cold in March. That's stamina. That's resilience.
I think our backs were sore for weeks after that. It was some intense.
I felt like I was a 90-year-old that was
Well, I think I had asked you about that too. Because there's different styles of different versions of the harps that you play, and the ones that you were playing and using there are big and heavy, and people wonder, how do you get the strength to constantly hold those for such a long time while you're playing? Do you do physical workouts or the things you do to get ready?
Yeah, it's called harpercise. You strap
harper
the harp on,
size.
and then you start your squats, and you do some lunges. Well, no.
Really, I think we've always been very athletic people, and we did martial arts and things like that. But definitely when we first
are you black belts? I think you're black belts.
We're third-degree black belts in Taekwondo.
Third-degree black belts. Yeah.
That's
something new you didn't know. Yeah. Yeah.
But to be honest, we were we all the way along in our classical training, we were used to the concert grand harps like you see behind us, or smaller Celtic harps.
They're quite large if you see them.
Yeah, they are.
You sit down and you lean them against your shoulder, but with these electric harps, we'll play for you a little later, and which we also played for the Celtic Heart special. But when we first those ones strapped to our bodies, so we strapped those on. They're almost 20 pounds. They're about 4 feet tall, so it doesn't seem bad until you're wearing them, and then all of a sudden they're huge. And so when we first strapped them on, we went to the harp manufacturer and we thought, we'll try on these harps because we heard they're electric harps. And we're like, wow, we got to play electric harp.
Right.
And so we strapped them on and we're like, holy cow, we are never going to be able to play these. It was so heavy and awkward. But it's just, I guess, countless hours of practicing on them, just like anything else, just like mastering anything. It takes practice and hours doing it. So countless hours working with just your the harps you would think of as when you think of harps, and then with these very different types of harps. Because it was kind of like learning a whole other instrument. They're also lever harps, which means you change pitches via the levers on the top versus the pedals on the bottom.
Exactly.
So it was, but it's one of those things where we love to challenge ourselves, and it was definitely worth it in the end to have a really unique type of instrument that we can perform with and
So-
have fun with. And it's a lot more portable. As big as those seem, they're very portable compared to our concert grand.
Yeah, I mean, the
drums.
TSA
Right.
still doesn't like them, but you know,
Yeah,
at least
that sets off all the alarms, right?
yeah,
Like, what is this?
yeah, they're always freaked out when they see us coming through.
So, so you are in Harptopia. Tell us about where you are right there, your little Harptopia area.
Well,
cool.
Harptopia is the utopia of harps, basically.
Harptopia is just what we call our home. But where we are right now is our living room, which turned into a harp room because there's no room for furniture.
No,
Because
Yeah.
there are harps.
yeah. So you know,
So-
who needs a couch?
I-
Who needs
right.
a coffee
You just
table?
have
You
harps
just have
everywhere.
harps. So if you want
Out with the TV and
that's right. If you want to sit down in our living room, you have to be ready to play the harp. That's all there is
Just
to
the way
it.
it is.
well, I know what you mean with the home studio here too. All of a sudden becomes a set for a TV show. You know, it's what we're all doing now, right?
Well, it looks great, and you're wearing a spiffy jacket. No one would ever know that
You
you
look
were.
like you're in a TV
Yeah.
studio.
Oh, that's right. Exactly. I want to take them through the audience through a little memory lane here with some cool photos that we have, some great things from the actual filming of Celtic Heart and so much more. We've got some. Here's a great shot of everybody together. There you go. Isn't that great? That shot there.
I love
Here
it.
we are. That's the whole gang there. And on stage, there we are.
There we
And there you are.
That's-
Yes. Now those are different harps, right? Those are the smaller ones that we're looking at there,
Yeah,
right?
and I guess we're gonna be playing for you in a little bit, and
Yeah.
we'll strap those harps on.
There's another great shot where we're actually filming the national PBS breaks at the auditorium there in Maine. Another cool shot there with you see Lynn and Renee and everybody there, and you guys are doing your thing in a beautiful way as you always do. And there's another great shot of some of the filming that was happening, and another one of the filming. And here's where I think we were actually doing the PBS national breaks there. We were filming them, and somebody had captured, somebody captured those sort of as we were doing them.
I think that was probably Mom.
Yeah, probably your mother, right? And that was cool. That was great. That was great chatting with you. But then we got a chance to do the behind the scenes, and that's on the DVD that people, I think, pledged for Celtic Heart. They got to see all the behind the scenes interviews that we did, and that's when we were doing the actual interview for Tim's special. That's a great shot of the three of us. And then you guys had a concert in Connecticut, and we came to see you, and you had a line of like 2 hours worth of fans who love you. And I wanted to wait to the end to see you guys, and your mom, of course, who takes care of everything, managing and merchandise.
Jim, you weren't supposed to wait.
You were
Very bad of
told-
you.
You were told specifically not to wait in line.
To,
Yeah,
to
to
just
find
go
out.
right up. And well, I'm a gentleman. I guess
you're
my,
a re-
my
you're a
mother
rebel.
raised me well. Let everybody go first, and then I'll come. And but that was a great concert too. And again, you guys are so funny. That the humor and the wit that you intersperse into the incredible music is fantastic. I think that's another element of why people feel so connected with you. It's your authenticity, your realness, the humor. I think that's in addition to your, incredible prowess with the harps. It's the humor and the life stories that you guys tell that people love.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
Embarrassing us.
when we
You
we
are
first
turning
started-
red.
When we first started performing as a harp duo after we had graduated from our university and we started doing all of our own shows, we kind of first got into when we were performing, we were doing really different types of music, but we had that kind of classical mindset where
we were like, okay,
there's
well,
almost like a glass wall between you and the audience.
and that's what you're trained to do in the classical world. They're not allowed to clap during movements and everything. But then we were thinking,
Then you kind of realize,
this isn't really us. It's not our personality.
and
so,
because this is our show, we can do whatever we want to do.
there are no
So
rules.
I think that really freed us up to be ourselves when we were performing.
And so we just started being silly and goofing around and kind of being how we are just in regular life.
sharing stories and
And I think the audiences can tell when you're being authentic with yourself. You know, some people are very prim and proper performers, but you know, we're kind of goofy and a little weird, and so we just started being ourselves.
We just allowed that to be part of our live shows, and I think it changed everything.
It actually allowed us to have a lot more fun and enjoyment in our performances because we were just being ourselves. So
that's really what it's all about, right? It's being yourselves, and people can really experience, you know, the passion. And that's what's really important, is again, the passion that you have for what you do. And that is, I think, also what stands out, right? I mean, you get a chance to greet and meet so many people. This is Isigara. She's from Barcelona, Spain. She's always following us here on the show, and she's saying saludos. Congratulations to you guys as well. And yeah, a lot of people here, they're all saying hello, and everybody's greeting everybody. And yeah, I'm seeing people from all.
You have a really lovely audience, Jim. It's really great. I think it's wonderful to have more positivity in the world. I think
there's a lot of negativity. So having something where people can tune in every evening to your show and be hit with a lot of light, and
that's really important.
Goodness,
I think the world needs more than that. So it's great that you're doing that, Jim.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. And again, here's some more. The concert's so much fun. Can't wait until you can see them live again in concert. That is from Zach Bowman. We appreciate that. And Marianne Marangolo, who's our guest tomorrow night, the singer, award-winning singer, songstress. She's going to be on our show tomorrow. She's watching and she's loving it. So Marianne, meet Camille and Kennerly. Camille and Kennerly, meet Marianne. See, it's all about people meeting each other, right?
That's right.
That is fantastic. Some great comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night. Some great comments coming in as well. So how have you guys been dealing with, you know, obviously we've had this situation where a lot of things, performances have stopped, venues haven't been open, you know, Broadway has been shut down and so much more. What are some of the ingenious things you guys have been doing? I know that there's a new album out as well, and I want to make sure I show the cover of that because that's really, really exciting. That's cool. And that's something that you guys have been working on. There we go, right there. Iceborn.
Yes.
That's a great shot of the two of you as well. And that is like hot off the presses. Tell us about that.
Sure. Yeah, that's our very first. Iceborn is our very first all original album. We've released 6 cover albums before that are all themed. We have a couple that are kind of rock, classic rock, a couple that are soundtrack. Those are our Harp Fantasy
and
albums.
one that's Christmas / holiday. And we've released original singles here and there on YouTube and online.
But for a long time, we've wanted to do a complete original album, and so we just decided to go for it full force.
Okay, you know, we'll do it all. We our mom actually took that picture, and it was we recorded all of the audio here right in this room.
Sent it off to a great friend of ours who's a wonderful music master,
Kev Bartlett, and he's over in the UK. But you know the wonders of the internet. He masters our stuff over in the UK, sends it back to us.
But yeah, it's all original albums. It's 12 tracks, and
we kind of got a Nordic fantasy feeling. We kind of like doing things that are a little bit fun and whimsical,
fantastical.
Fantastical.
Fantastical, yeah. We love to tell stories.
And a lot of our covers are instrumental, but we wanted to be able to, we love writing lyrics, so we wanted to add quite a few lyrics to that album. So we sing on every track.
There's a lot of storytelling, and some of it even kind of is interwoven stories with a comic book that we created called Legend of the Shaders.
We've got a comic book.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, hold that up a little closer so we can see the cover. Oh yeah, that's cool. Wow.
So our cat's even in there. And
oh yeah. That's cool.
But so we created this Legend of the Shaders comic book, which is a Nordic fantasy adventure. And so we wanted to write some music to kind of go along with that. So we wrote a theme to it. We wrote a song called The Twins and the Trolls, which is an adventure story kind of based off of our characters from the comic book.
But yeah, it's been a really odd year, obviously, in a lot of ways for all of us. I mean, we typically tour full time for our living. That's how we make a living.
Now
we were supposed to be in Texas and New Mexico, California.
I think right now we would have been out east,
Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Hampshire and
But obviously,
Pennsylvania.
obviously, those have been canceled by the venues and such. And as our job is the non-essential,
It turns out that we have the least essential job ever now. So
yeah. So we've
No.
just been creating music from here at home. We do a music video every month for YouTube.
That's
for
right.
free yes, anyone can watch for free.
every month we have a new music video.
We have over 120 music videos on our YouTube channel.
That's
If you
incredible.
haven't watched any, if you're watching this and you haven't seen any of them, you better start now because you have a lot to catch.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while.
You can binge it all. It's all of our music and our comic book. They're all ages, so it can be enjoyed by the whole family.
Yeah, all of our stuff is all ages. Our music videos, our content online, our comic book, and so that's something that's really important to us as well. Is that it's something that families can enjoy. People enjoy with their grandchildren or the kids or their nieces and nephews.
Yeah, and then other than that, we just ran a pre-sale for another new album. Actually,
I know we have. We for a long time wanted to do an album that was kind of harken back to our early days of harping. We wanted to be classical, Celtic, and sacred. And
Right.
so we have a new album that's going to be coming out a little later this year. It's called Harp Reflections, and that's what it is. So we're recording that right now.
We didn't
Oh, I
think
like
we had
that.
the time. Thank you.
Thank
we didn't
you.
think we had the time to
Well,
do.
it's kind of a play on harp music's very reflective, and we're twins, so we're reflections of each other. So Harp Reflections.
Yeah,
very
that's cool.
right.
That's
Just
very
almost-
creative.
Almost as creative as Harp Twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you've been busy during all of this. You've been writing and producing and creating and staying in touch with your followers and your fans, which is a really important thing to do and a beautiful thing to do as well. And like you say, non-essential, not at all, because your music and your personalities and your persona and everything that you give to the world. I mean, we're kindred spirits in the fact that we like to inspire and empower, and through my work in television, radio, and on stage, your work as well through your music and on stage and touring, we are communicators. We like to communicate with people. We like to put smiles on their faces and lighten their day, lift the load, because I'm a big believer that when you empower others and inspire others, you're also inspired yourself, right? Because I know that you guys, I see when I see you perform, the joy and the blessing that this truly is for you too.
Oh, thank you. I think you are absolutely right with that. That when you give joy, you get joy yourself. So I think it's the best way to feel full and happy and joyful inside,
and then also hopefully spread that to other people and around. We another thing that we just started was we just started a home concert series on our Patreon. So we're doing 2 concerts each month just from our living room, and we're playing new music every time, so it's a different show, and that way it's making use of the time that we're not touring. Plus, it has the added benefit of we have people all over the world who watch our music videos
and maybe have never been able to come to a live show because of we haven't been able to get to exactly where they are, but now they can watch online.
They can watch online
So
with their families.
I think even with all that's going on with the world right now, there are still positives in that, and so that's what we're looking for ourselves, is the positive aspects of being at home, and that's having time to create more music, to be able to share more online.
Because I think it's easy to kind of get wrapped up in the negativity of everything that's going on in the world, but we hope that we're able to bring a little bit of light, and we try to look at the positive of things and say, okay, well, we can't do this, but maybe we can do something else. And so that's kind of what we're doing now, I guess.
Amazing talents. Really enjoy their music. Looking forward to seeing them again. Enjoying this show. Thank you very much, Scott. We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Jim Master Show Live. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. They're great personalities. Well done. Well, we thank you. Thank you. And Scott Dellinger, he is here as well watching. And Marianne Kelly, who's in New Jersey, such inspiring, talented, innovative, and fun ladies. So refreshing. Thank you all. And singer, award-winning singer, and dear friend of mine, Marianne Marangolo, says, hi, talented ladies.
Hi, talented lady.
Yeah, right. That's it. So So you've been doing all this work again while we've been going through sort of this homebound situation. When you look at it all, could you have imagined that things would have taken off in such an amazing and bold way for the two of you? I mean, you've put your time in, and you've got so much passion and joy, and you constantly practice, and you're constantly perfecting everything, and you're very connected with your audience and lifting everybody up. But when you look at it all, could you have imagined everything to be turning out in such a glorious way where people really feel so connected to both of you?
Really not. It's one of those things where we play an instrument that people don't really listen to, so you don't.
Or at least not actively. I think a lot of people say,
Oh,
the
I had a
so
harp.
beautiful."
I had a harp at my wedding, or like I was at a tea room once and there was a harp, but it's not one of those instruments people go, "Oh, I would really like to hear a harp cover of Metallica. I'm going to head over to YouTube and look for that." Like no one's looking for what we do. So it was kind of amazing to us because we started putting out content that we really weren't sure how many people, if any, would connect to it, and then just gradually it became something where more and more people began to connect with our music. And it by no means was an overnight success. I think everyone kind of hears these overnight success stories, and those are the exciting ones that you hear on the news. And people just released some sort of video that they shot at their house, and then it went viral, and they, went on to become Justin Bieber or whatever.
That personally is not our life luck.
But however,
Right.
We feel like we're kind of always been the tortoises. We just keep plugging away. We do our thing.
Just keep working and connecting with as many people as possible. And for us, it's worth it. People ask us, well, what's your hope for the future? But it's just to continue to create music and to bring joy and fun and a little bit of lightness, like you were talking about with your show. And that's what we hope for.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things that has gradually grown into what it is now. But no, we never would have imagined it. No. In fact, a lot of people told us that it really wasn't going to work. Yeah.
I've interviewed so many people who've said that, and and the question I ask them when they say that, because a lot of people, when they hear give it up, it's too hard, no, you're not going to get there, no, there's too many people doing it, or it's just going to take too long, or whatever, they shoot you down, or they just say move on to something more traditional as far as a career pursuit. Some people give in and they retreat, and they never pursue their passion and their dream and what they are on the earth to do, their purpose. Did that drive you guys even further to say, no way, we're going to go with this?
Yeah, I think it's hard, I think, for anybody to hear that kind of negative feedback.
Especially if it's coming from a person that's in a position of maybe authority, or someone that you view as being an expert in some way, like a music professor.
We had a music professor who was just like that. She was really negative. It wasn't our harp professor. Our harp teacher was just incredible, but this was another music professor. And when we told her what we planned to do as a career, she said that we were really naive and that it would be something that we could make a living on. And that was kind of a shock to us, because we're here studying music, trying to find our way in the world, and here's someone in a position of authority and someone that's an expert telling you that, oh no, that's silly. But I think maybe it does bring a little bit of motivation to prove people wrong.
We've never really been like, I guess, followers or like everyone else. So for us, it was kind of natural just to
continue on the path that we had hoped to tread.
And if it doesn't work out, then at least you had fun along the way and you tried.
Plus, you have black belts too, so I don't think anybody's going to mess with you too.
At least not in a dark alley.
Good.
That's right. Only for good. Exactly. And the music. We've got some wonderful comments coming in, and I invite everybody, feel free to subscribe, of course, to the YouTube channel. And that's the Harp Twins, right?
It's actually Camille and Kennerly.
But if you look up Harp Twins,
you'll find us.
It'll go right there. So
There is
subscribe.
approximately one set of Harp Twins out
What?
there, so you'll find us.
So subscribe to their channel, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel as well, Jim Masters TV. You can find all of the past episodes of this series, and also you can see some of my professional television and radio work and interviews and shows. I've hosted some samples of that as well, and these positive masters mantras that I post every day on Facebook and share on YouTube for some positive inspiration. And Marianne Kelly says I'll share the YouTube selections to help spread the word about these wonderful ladies. And Issy Gari, who's in Barcelona, pretty friends. And she loves the both of you. She's in Barcelona, Spain. Arson Greenfield says they play sweet music and are sweet ladies. And Carla Squires says, you two have made and make harps cool and rockin'.
Thanks,
Isn't
Tennessee.
that great?
Thank you.
Christopher Joseph says talented twins. Absolutely. And of course, we got Scott that said his comment as well. So a lot of good comments coming in from folks. And when you look at it all, it's pretty amazing. And again, I think you guys have really carved out a very special niche because you're very versatile too. You play a lot of different kinds of music. Are you always looking to do like collaborations? Is there folks out there you'd love to do duets and collaborations with in music?
Yeah, we really love collabing with different types of musicians, and it's something where I think it'd be fun to do a lot more of that in the future. Maybe even now that everyone has a little more time at home. We were on Maureen's live earlier today, and we were talking to her about maybe doing something in the near future.
When we were down in South America, we did some collaborations with some like a rock band and stuff, and that was a ton of fun. So we're always up for different things in the future for sure. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And yes, you were on with our dear friend Marie earlier as well. And I'm sure I had a great conversation with her. And again, like we said, that, when you get a chance to work with great people and play off them, it's really a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is. There's something really special about sharing music and creating it with other people.
People bringing in their own talents, their own perspectives.
And it always creates something super unique, I think.
What I like too, again, is you guys, again, are so approachable. And when we met, I don't know what it was. We were laughing. We had so much fun when we were in Maine filming Celtic Harp with Tim and everybody. And it was just an automatic, we sort of got each other, the quick, dry sense of humor.
Yeah. We're trying to behave ourselves here as we're on a national show, but I think just like you, we can be a little dry, a little sarcastic, and
not everyone gets.
So we have to be careful that people don't take us seriously.
Yeah, you can't take anything seriously, right, Jimmy? Once you bring out Jimmy the clown, and
Lisa,
yeah, and George Burns and Jeannie. Now. You guys, I know that you're very generous with your time as well, and I sincerely appreciate that. You were going to play something for us, right? I think there was something you wanted to play during the course of the show.
Okay, don't mind us. We're going to awkwardly put on our harps. Just pretend there's a curtain.
So we'll do.
We have a professional who's used to filling time with talking. So.
Yeah, you take it away, Jim.
What kind of harps will you be using? What are they called?
We're going to be using their electric harps, fully electric. So they actually have a pickup on every string. We have them plugged into little wireless units.
We've got little belts here that
they're like 5-point harnesses. But
that's cool.
When we first started playing them, we would just plug them in directly to the amplifier, and we just about killed ourselves tripping over the cord and everything because the harps kind of stick out in front of us. We'll put them on so you can see them, but the harps stick out in front of us, and kind of it makes it look like we're like about what I would imagine it would be like to be like 20 months pregnant.
Right.
All right. See the harp a little bit there. So.
As Scott Dellinger says, such an awesome interview, Jim. Wonderful to hear their story and background. Very refreshing, vibrant personalities. Big fan of all of you. Well, that's terrific. Hey, welcome, Scott. It's good to have you here. And thanks for the nice comments about the interview and the show. And of course, our special guests, Camille and Kennerly Kit, the Harp Twins. They are here.
All right. Our phone's on low power mode. So
We'll just play fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. We've had a lot of coffees.
And what will you be playing for us?
This is Painted Black by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, cool. Wow. Fantastic.
Great. I hope you weren't cutting out too much there. Sorry, I was
Just a
doing
little
some
bit,
cooking.
just a little slow-mo here, but that's cool. We get to actually see the fingers in motion. But it was
We also have
terrific.
we have a string that's breaking too, so that's exciting.
Fun
Do you
stuff.
really? Yeah. So you it must take a lot to maintain the harps too, right? There's special things you need to do, special care for those harps.
Yeah, basically they take a lot of tuning. We change strings when they break.
Right.
The humidity is really, the harps do not like the humidity we're getting right now.
So we tune them. We tune them if we're going to play them a couple times a day. But still, you have strings that are breaking this time of year. But you just change them and you move on. So, but yeah, special care for sure. Lots of tuning, string changing every couple of years for all of them. So yeah, they're unique instruments.
That's fantastic. And a lot of people have been very moved by what you just played. Somebody just asked, Christopher Joseph asked, how much does one string cost? He's a musician himself. He's in a group called the New Love Express, which is in Ohio. So he's wondering, I guess, what the cost of a string for the harp would be.
Well, it depends. The little ones at the top, you could get one for a couple dollars. And with the bigger strings and some of the larger harps, they're as much
is say $25 each string. So
Yeah.
they're crazy expensive. We hope those big ones don't break.
Right, exactly. Getting some beautiful comments here, folks. I've never experienced anything like this before. This is beautiful music. Wonderful. They're so angelic. Some really, really great comments here. You see in Barcelona, Spain, fantastico. She loves it. So yeah, some really nice comments coming in. So what do you have coming up? You just released that terrific album. Congratulations on that, all original music too. How long did it take you to put that together?
Well, some of the original songs we wrote were years ago, and a lot of them we kind of reinvented as our careers went along. And
I guess it was kind of a years in process type of thing. But once we actually decided to sit down and work on it, you know, we worked on it for like half a year and kind of
really getting everything together and in a form that we really wanted for the all original album. But what we have coming up is we're reorganizing lots of concerts and tours, hopefully for later this year or at least 2021.
And in the meantime, we're doing our online concert series every other week on our Patreon page,
working on our new Harp Reflections album, which will be, it's going to be really just beautiful and peaceful and relaxing, Celtic, classical, and sacred music, and some original as well.
And so that's what's happening here in Harptopia.
Yep, that's what's going on.
And you just, I think, updated or upgraded your Patreon page as well for fans?
We did. We have a lot of new rewards for the different tier levels.
We have 6 different tiers, and if people sign up for the Harp Twins Backstage, then that's where they can have access to the 2 concerts every month.
Plus lossless downloads of all of the music that we release and previews of things and all kinds of other fun stuff.
So you guys are having a real ball, right? You're really enjoying each other and you're enjoying everything that you're doing and the interaction with the fans. And I think it's really incredible. You're definitely unique and you're both very spirited and giving people. I know you give back to the community in so many different ways and you really make your fans feel very special and very important. And that is the true test of a real artist is when you do that.
Thank you, Jim. That's really sweet. Thank you for having us on your show too. It's been awesome to chat with you.
It was nice to see you face to face. You know, see you again.
You as well. You as well. You guys are terrific. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that and hope to welcome you back soon. Keep us posted on all that you guys are doing. I wish you nothing but the very best. Give my love to your mom, who I met, who's a wonderful person, and to your family. We forged a wonderful friendship up in Maine, and I wish you continued success and continuing to, share light and love as you do with so many people. And Carla says, thanks, Jim and Camille and Kennerly. This was a really fun interview. We appreciate Carla being here, and we appreciate the two of you being here. Again, continued success in everything that you guys are doing. I know you're doing it because you love it and you're very talented and just very special people. And we loved having you on the Jim Masters Show live. Thanks for hopping on like you did. I really sincerely appreciate the time.
Thanks for having us. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Be safe, okay?
You too. Love you guys. See you again. Bye-bye.
Love you too.
Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye now.
You too.
Great guests, huh? That is Camille and Kennerly Kit, our very special guests, the Harp Twins, here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show live. Boy, what a great performance, too. I know there's a little bit of the Wi-Fi issue, but you got a good sense of the extraordinary talent they have. And again, dear friends, I love what they do. I've had an opportunity to see them in concert, but also, as I mentioned, work with them, too. With Tim Janis and Renee Nesbitt and the whole gang when there was the public television special performed. You can see that they have a real respect for each other, admiration for each other's talents, and they play off each other so incredibly beautifully. And it was my pleasure to welcome them to the show. If you're just joining us for the very first time, I'm your host, Jim Masters. We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. This is our 5th week of live shows here. It's an entertainment lifestyle talk show. We're on Facebook at Jim Masters TV. You can go to the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV, see all the past episodes, amazing guests, a lot of dear friends in the entertainment industry, television, movies, film, motivational speaking, scientists, life coaches, humorists, comedians, chefs. We're going to be having a lot more cooking and food, and we go on location, and we do just so many great things. And every night is something different and something special. And what makes it really special is the fact that you tune in and you join us here on the show. I'm trying to provide some light and levity, as I mentioned at the top. This is what I do for a living. I'm a professional television and radio host. We just created this online show here at Jim Masters TV and the Jim Masters Show Live just 5 weeks ago. And we've been hearing from people all around the world. We have more comments coming in. Let's see. They are fabulous. Thank you for having them on. Absolutely. They are dear friends. Christopher Joseph says they are totally lovely. Yes, they are. Marianne Kelly says they are. Christopher says they're totally lovely, and I concur. And let's see, this is scrolling so quickly with comments. I'm having trouble keeping up with this thing. This is great. And of course, Scott had mentioned always beautiful music. Scott, we welcome you to the show. Hope you can join us every single night. And Christopher asked if they were lightweight. Actually, they're quite heavy. They mentioned that during the show. And again, you're very welcome, Carla. Thanks for joining us. Join us every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, if you can, 4 p.m. Pacific. Great guests and lots of fun. Even on nights where we don't have guests, we do Viewer of the Week. We celebrate a viewer. We go on location, a lot of cool things. About 20 pounds each. That's right. And it's a good workout. And again, we appreciate everybody being here and joining us. So the Harp Twins, Camille and Kennerly Kit, they have that new album out. I'll show you the cover as well. You can see them on YouTube and elsewhere. There is the cover of the new album, Iceborn. Make sure you check that out. And again, here are some cool pictures. This is when we all got together after, and there's the wonderful talented Mairead Nesbitt with us as well. This is after we were doing the filming of Celtic Heart with Tim Janis. We all got together and had fun. The whole group of us. I mean, the whole place was packed with everybody from the actual show. Another shot of us again out on the actual stage, in between some filming. There we are filming some of the national pledge breaks in support of wonderful public television. I've been affiliated with public television for a long time. And of course, some of the great shots of so many, Mew Magoon, and you got Mairead Nesbitt and Lynn Hilary front and center there, another dear friend, all of them. And the Harp Twins, Camille and Kennerly in the back there. And some more shots, if you missed these earlier, some of the stage production and rehearsals. These were all filmed up in Maine, and it was an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this broadcast. And this is when we actually did the behind-the-scenes interviews. I had an opportunity to interview all of the artists that performed, which is exclusive bonus footage available on the DVD of Celtic Heart when you supported your local public television station and ordered the Celtic Heart DVD from Tim Janis. You get to see actually the exclusive interviews. There are Camille and Kennerly and myself at the theater in Maine. That was absolutely wonderful. And this shot was they were performing in Connecticut, and I got a chance to see them there with my work hat and host hat off. And just it was great to see them, and we chatted. And they were talking about I didn't have to wait for the 2-hour line of fans to go through. But of course, I wanted to do that. And I waited to the end, and we had great conversations, lots of laughs. And it was really wonderful to see them and spend time with them as well. And then here's the whole gang, most of the gang on stage with Tim and Lynn and Mairead and everybody. Mew Magoon is right next to me, and the Harp Twins. And again, their new album coming out as well. It's out now, Iceborn. When I asked them if they'd like to be on the show, and again, we are booked out with guests all the way to the end of June. We're actually booking into the 4th week of June with guests now, which is absolutely amazing. When I asked Camille and Kennerly if they'd like to be on the show, since we just launched this show 4 or 5 weeks ago, they immediately said, absolutely, you just let us know the day and the time and we'll be there. And I really appreciate that. And that's real dear friendship. When people support each other's work, they support everything I've done. I support all of the beautiful things they do. And I think that's really what it's all about. That's what you really should do for one another. We have some more fabulous comments coming in. I really appreciate the comments. If you're just joining us as well, this is a very interactive show. I'm very big about interaction with people, and I'm a very communal person. So I like to be interactive with the viewers and the audience. Christopher Joseph says, beautiful pictures of your guest artists. Thank you very much, Christopher. I appreciate that. And Isigari, absolutely. Yes, fabuloso. Thank you very much. Hello to all of you in Barcelona, Spain. Yes, Tim Janis, our dear friend. And Marianne Marangolo, looking forward to seeing her tomorrow on Jim's show. She's a dear friend, known her for a long time as well. This Facebook page is so educational. Thank you very much. The Facebook page that you're watching this on, if you're watching this on Facebook, is Jim Masters TV. Feel free to like it. You can also see all the archived episodes of the Jim Masters Show live on YouTube. The Harp Twins have a YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe. I encourage that. And feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. I'd love that. You can find it at Jim Masters TV on YouTube. We've got a lot of shows and a lot of content already there. Plus, you can see some of the other stuff I've done in television and radio that's not even connected to the Jim Masters Show live that's on there, and some cool things that I've done over the years as well. Other interviews, hosting other shows. And there's a lot of content that's being uploaded onto the Jim Masters TV site constantly. So we've got some more comments coming in. Thank you very much. Blessings to you as well, Izzy. And music takes away the ugliness in our world. Yes, it certainly does. I agree. Music is very healing. Music is very important. Music is actually very essential. So is good communication and caring about one another, right? We're living in some really extraordinary times, as I've been mentioning here on the show. A lot of strife, a lot of unrest, a lot of sadness in the world. And the beautiful music that the Harp Twins presents, and a lot of these amazing guests I have here on the show, not just from the music industry, but some of my friends from television and radio and film and other areas of expertise joining us in past episodes, current episodes, and future episodes, are all people who want to make the world a better place and want to lighten the load. And I do too, as a television and radio host. I like to communicate with you. I like to make you laugh, inform, educate, and hear from you too. I love the feedback and the interaction. So it's always amazing, you know, when you create something like this, which I've done only 5 weeks ago, and it's taken off so beautifully. And we have people watching right now from literally around the world. And the key is share the links. Tell your friends. We do post the links to the upcoming episodes in advance on the Facebook page at Jim Masters TV, and also on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, I invite you to follow me at Instagram at Jim Masters TV. We're active on Instagram and Twitter at Jim Masters TV as well. Hope you like the snazzy jacket. We're always wearing different jackets on this broadcast series. We're always toasting you as well, to you and to you and to you and to you and to you. And also, I always say during the course of the shows, when we have guests and when we don't have guests, and we do, you know, solo episodes, to relax, to breathe, to love one another, take care of one another. Again, you know, we're in tough times and days aren't always perfect, but remember, the sun always comes up, the sun still goes down. You hear birds chirping, the ocean tide still comes in, the rhythm of life, the earth continues to spin. We're here for a reason. We all have a purpose, every single one of us, regardless of color, gender, sexual preference, cultural backgrounds, demographics, income levels, zip codes, wherever we are around the world. Everybody has importance. Everybody has value. Everybody's here for a reason, and we all need each other, and we all have contributions to society that can be extraordinary. So don't let anybody ever make you think like you're less than, or you're non-essential, or you're not worthy. Forget about all that. You are important. I'm important. We're all important collectively. The Harp Twins know that. All the guests I've had and that have coming up certainly know that. It's really important to remember that you're special and you're valuable, just like I am. I bring certain elements of my personality and my experience to the table, and I share them with you. And you are here for a specific reason. on the planet to contribute your expertise and your talents and what you do and your thoughts and wisdom and your vision about life. We all come from different backgrounds, different upbringings, different lifestyles, but that's what makes the world a cool place and makes it a rich experience. Life is short, so you have to really enjoy every breath and every moment, as we've learned over the last couple of months with the pandemic and the economic crisis and now the civil unrest. Life is short. Life can change on a dime. So we're here every night to provide solace and light and levity through these broadcasts. And I'm hearing from so many people saying that they truly appreciate that. And that really touches my heart, and that really means a lot. And as I always say here, Richard, I'm so glad you're here, Richard. Richard, it's so great to see you. He is a terrific person. Usually, I always see him at this great charity event that involves a lot of chocolate. There's this wonderful organization and charity called Columbus House. And for the past, I think, 13, 14 years, I've emceed Master of Ceremonies, their Chocolate to the Rescue event, which is this incredible situation where all these restaurants and all these chocolatiers gather together, and people buy tickets to come and sample all kinds of incredible chocolates. And the dollars go to Columbus House, and Columbus House finds housing and shelter for the homeless, which is a big problem right now. So they find housing and shelter for the homeless and those in need. It's an amazing organization. They're actually based in New Haven, Connecticut. And I have emceed. They've called me in each year to be the MC for Chocolate to the Rescue. This year, they weren't able to have the event because the COVID situation happened right at the time in March when they usually have their big fundraising event. So, and Richard is one of the fantastic chefs who's usually there with Alan Thayer, and they usually bring all kinds of incredible things for us to sample, and they've won awards too. I presented them with plaques and awards for their creation. So Richard, hello to you and Alan, and I hope you're here nightly with us. We're here 7 p.m. Eastern with all kinds of cool things. Kathleen Walker, the Queens of Queens, New York. Hello to you. It's so great to see you as well. June, yes, relax. Again, if I'm sure you turn on the TV, there's a lot of chaos going on right now. And, but we're here. Isigari, thank you very much as well. And sending a light and levity. And we're here tomorrow night. Again, just want to let you know, a very special guest, and she was tuning in tonight, and I love that. Tomorrow night, we have a very special person joining us, and I believe she's also going to sing on the show as well. I'm excited about that. The wonderful songstress, Marianne Marangolo, is going to be here. She's not only a brilliant singer, she's a very special person. She's very dear. She cares. She's a very loving person. She has the interactions with her audience are, like with the Harp Twins, very deep. Every breath she takes when she sings is one of passion and soulfulness and of heartfelt interpretation. She's really incredible. She's going to be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. live. If you've never heard of her before, or you do know of her, whichever the case may be, I invite you to join us because she is amazing. And I'm very excited that again, immediately, as soon as she found out about my show, she says, I want to be on the show. So we worked out the arrangements, and I appreciate my dear friend Ralph Lampkin doing that with me as well, and making it possible. And again, really terrific. And then again, also, we have 2 fabulous guests who are joining us on Wednesday night. Both are amazing people. I want to tell you who they are. We have Michelle Browerman and Hilary Rollins. They are going to be joining us on Wednesday night. And again, incredible people. Hilary is a lyricist and a playwright and a TV writer and an essayist as well. And Michelle is an award-winning singer and songwriter. And here are, again, pictures of both of them. They are going to be joining us as a duo. They're going to be joining us from 2 different cities, actually, on the show. And that will be on Wednesday's broadcast. More comments coming in. And you are the sweetest. Thank you, Jim. Marianne, I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you. And I love that photo of you, the one that I posted that you also have there on Facebook. Thank you very much. And let's see, we got more comments coming. So great that you have singers on your show. We've got singers and television actors and film actors and Broadway folk. And we have life coaches, motivational speakers, authors, humorists. And we have people from all walks of life on this show. And again, we have episodes where there's no guests, where we just have a lot of fun with you. Didn't you love the Santa Claus that the character that the Harp Twins showed us that is in their Harptopia? Once they saw that I had Jimmy and Silver the dog and George Burns in the genie bottle here, you got to have fun. Yes, great lineup of talents coming up. And again, so many more coming up. I just want to show you a few more television and actress and Broadway performer and so much more. Clara Francesca is going to be with us as well. And we're very, very much looking forward to having her on the show. She is so excited to be here. I can't tell you, she's been sharing the links. She's been sharing it on her social media. She's been posting left and right. And I tell you, I really appreciate her doing that and you guys doing that as well. And that is really, really cool that she's going to be here. And that's going to be the following week. She'll be here the following week. And I can't wait for that. That's going to be a great episode as well. And a few more stars next Monday. Wonderful musician. Fabulous person. Kip Sturgeon is going to be with us next week. I can't wait. He's a dear friend. I've known him for a long, long time. He's a sweet, sweet guy. He's going to be on the Jim Masters Show live as well. And then coming up, an extraordinarily talented guitarist. He plays every kind of guitar you can think of. I think even the bouzouki, the Greek bouzouki, he's incredible. And he's John LaBarbera. And he is amazing. He is going to be a guest on the show coming up as well. He's going to play for us. We're going to have a great chat. We're going to have a wonderful time. And I really look forward to that. And again, as I mentioned, my dear friend Mike Casey is going to be joining us as well. Mike is going to be on the show. Actually, Mike is going to be on the show this Thursday. I mentioned Buffy Ford Stewart. Buffy Ford Stewart is next week. Mike Casey, he's a brilliant saxophonist. He spent some time in Spain before, of course, the pandemic. He was in Spain last year. He's toured. A bunch of friends of ours and I got together and saw him perform in New York City. But we've known each other longer than that. And he's going to be here this Thursday night. He has a new single coming out this Wednesday, the 3rd. So we scheduled him to be on, actually the single is coming out Wednesday. The single is coming out this Wednesday. So we scheduled to have him on Thursday since his single is coming out. So he's going to share some music with us on Thursday. Again, he's a brilliant saxophonist. He's going to be here live on the show. He's a dear friend of mine. And he lives in New York City. He's originally from Hartford, Connecticut, and he is going to be with us here on the show as well. Mike Casey, again, all these great folks. And again, next week, Buffy Ford Stewart, there she is with Jon Stewart, and there she is today. She's going to be with us next week as well. We've got a roster of guests. As I mentioned, we are booked all the way until the 4th week of June, and June just started. And I can't believe, that so many people want to hop on the show. I think because we have a lot of fun. We're not, there's no egos here. There's no competition here. It's a welcome mat for everybody and for you as well, our viewers from all around the world, all walks of life. You don't have to have done anything special to be here on the show. And I really appreciate it. And yes, can't get enough of the sax. Yes, the sax is a great instrument. So you guys, I appreciate your being here. I know you want to go about your day, so we're going to wrap it up here. Again, let's, we always do this. I mention all the time that you guys are a star. Again, I might be the host of the show, star of the show, but you guys are a star to me. And I want to remind you as well, while you're watching the show and you're there, that if you would like to see past episodes, archived episodes, you can certainly do that by going right here. If you want to see past episodes of the Jim Masters Show, you can. Just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jim Masters TV. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and click on, I think it's the notifications button. So that way you're notified every time we do an update or a new upload of one of these episodes of the Jim Masters Show live, or maybe some other footage. I also upload other things separate from the Jim Masters Show live. I do daily Masters mantras. I do other television and radio work in my professional career. So there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Feel free. And again, thank you very much also for sharing the links to the shows. We thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific nightly at Jim Masters TV on Facebook and also on YouTube. And another comment coming in. You are one lucky star, Jimbo. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And my college roommate's name was Bob. He's a sports writer in Boston. We both studied broadcasting and communications in college. And then he became a sports writer. He's married with children, lives up in the Boston area. And his name was Bob. So sometimes they used to say Jim Bob when we were both coming down the hall at the same time. All right, guys, thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow night right here live on the Jim Masters Show. And all of your cast of characters will be here as well. I know you love to see all the cast of characters. George Burns, Jeannie, Silver, Jimmy. And again, I remind you to relax. Relax, breathe, love one another. We're going through some interesting times right now, but I'm glad you're here. I'm here every night at 7 p.m. We're building this show together. This is a work in progress. We're tweaking everything. We've built the set. We're having a grand time and really loving doing this. I toast to you and you and you and you and you. And I thank you. Oh, gotta have some of this. That is delicious. We've had the Mother's Day episode where I cooked that Sunday brunch, and we did that live on the show. I have a lot of fun with you guys, and you're a blessing and a joy to have here on the show. Spread the word wherever you are around the world. We welcome you to the Jim Masters Show every night. We're going to say goodnight. I have some ice cream waiting for me. Those of you who asked about what I had last night, it was the Oreo cookie milkshake. We were out playing tennis yesterday and cycling along the coast here in the northeastern United States, and the scent of barbecues was killing me because it was coming from people's backyards. So we went and we had to have some hot dogs and French fries, and then we had an Oreo cookie milkshake, and it was very good. And we're going to have a little more ice cream right now. And then tomorrow we're probably going to run 30 miles in the morning, getting ready for our show here on the Jim Masters Show. All right, Issy in Barcelona, thank you very much. Guys, you have a terrific night. This is Jim Masters thanking you for your time. This time, till next time, again, we are here tomorrow. That is Tuesday with a very special guest, Marian Marangolo. She is a breath of fresh air. She's excited to be here, and we're going to be very excited to welcome her to the show. So good night. I wish you a very good night from all of us here. Again, the Jim Masters Show, all around the world, wherever you're watching, we are here, and we say thanks so much for being with us on the show. And my goodbyes are always long because I'm not a really good goodbye person. So I'll say good night. Have a wonderful evening. Have a great day tomorrow. We're here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Jim Masters Show live on Facebook and YouTube at Jim Masters TV. We love you all. You take care and have a great night. That's it. Bye for now.